Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome back to this channel. My name is Abdullah Umar and I've been trading for the last 6 years and I've been profitable in the last 3 years. In this video, I'm going to teach you how to actually read the structure on hour based on how I read. Now, in the last video, you have watched my strategy, you have understood the steps, and you have seen how simple it is. In this video, I'm going to teach you the structure, the 1 hour structure, how to find the exact 1 hour trend and how to find the exact 1 hour structure. Okay, first of all, before I show you anything, I would like to make you understand. I would like to make you understand 3 conditions or 2 to 3 conditions before I showed you what I mean by this. These conditions are: first condition is that you need to understand where to call a structure. Okay, understanding where to call a structure. Okay, that's the first thing. Understanding where to call a structure. That's the first thing. The reason why I'm telling you guys is that you have been taught, or how most people read structures is because this is lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Okay, but when you come to the market, this is not how it moves. This is the basic way to actually say that the market moves in a downtrend. But when you come to the market, or when you see the price, the market doesn't move like this. Come on, the market doesn't move like this. It moves actually something similar like this. Okay, something that you cannot even read. There are so many structures up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. Okay, because and now to you are searching something like so beautiful, something like this. Okay, so you want to read, oh, this is lower high, this is lower high, this is lower high. You want to read it like that. But when you come to the chart and you see this, now you are flabbergasted. Boom, your mind doesn't work. You feel like you don't know anything, right? But let me explain it to you in a very simple way. Now, understanding where to call a structure, what I mean by this is that you may have a pullback, and then the market may go down. Okay, and this pullback may not the right pullback to call a structure. What do I mean by that? We're gonna go to the conditions, to the second condition. Okay, which is we need to understand what we call sell to buy or buy to sell. Okay, so what do I mean by this? If the trend is going down, for example, if the trend is going down and this is the last lower high, lower low, lower high, and this is absolutely and utterly lower low, this cannot be a lower high if it doesn't have what we call a green candle, okay, going above its previous candles wick within this side. That's what we call buy to sell. You may understand it after a few minutes, but I will say to you, you can call a pullback only if it has what we call sell to buy or buy to sell conditions. Okay, buy to sell and sell to buy conditions. That's the first condition. Second of all, you may say something like this. Okay, and when I ask you where is the last lower high, most of you guys will say it's here, because that's the last structure that broke this. No, there's another thing called MRP, most recent breakout. Okay, this is the last structure that broke this, and I have a theory for this for you guys to understand, is that the market moves in A, B, C to D. If you actually come to here, I don't know if it is around here, beautiful. This is Elliott correction wave. This is the market moves in A to B to C. Okay, that's what it moves to. Now, what do I mean by this? I'm trying to teach you is that the market tried to move from point A to point B to point C to point D, point D to point E to point F. Now, the last structure that we currently have is point E to F. Simple, right? So simple. That's not difficult. Come on. You're better than that. Come on. You're better than that. That's not difficult. Okay, A to P, P to C, P to D, D to E, D to F. Come on, man. That's not difficult. Okay. Now that you understand that it's not difficult, the last structure or the most recent structure, or the most recent break that we have came after the move of A to F. Am I right or wrong? You may not understand, so I'm wrong, but let's continue. Now, this last move that I am trying to call that this as the last structure, I need to have, get me on this, I need to have the condition 2, which was sell to buy, for me to call this as the most recent break or a structure. Something may happen. This may happen, but here may not have the sell to buy or to buy to sell structure. Come on, it may not have. I get my point. It may not have, but we need to have it for us to call this a structure. Okay. Second of all is sell to buy. You need to understand sell to buy and buy to sell. And the third one is what we call MRP. Beautiful. That's the three conditions that we need to know in order to read the structure. Simple, as easy as APC. Come on. It's not that difficult. Come on. Try harder. Okay. Now, let's get into this. Now, you can clearly see that. Okay. I wanna show it to you in a very, 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 very simple way. Okay. Let us go back to here. Now, this we do have, okay, this as the last low, right? Because remember, this we use this as a liquidity. You guys know that, okay? And this will be the last structure if the trade breaks here. Let us just wait for it to break. No, still no. Come on. Try harder. Come on. No, come on. Come on. Beautiful. Come on. Yeah, beautiful. Now, we got a body break. We don't consider a weak break as a break. Okay, I hope you guys understand that. We don't consider this as a break. Now, you see that there was moves here. Okay, there was moves here before it actually broke here. Okay, now, am I going to call this as the last lower high? Or I am going to call this as the last lower high? Or am I going just to call as the last lower high? Where am I calling the last lower high? Beautiful question, right? Where I am calling the last lower high depends on the three conditions that I said. First, sell to buy or buy to sell. What do I mean by buy to sell? I need to see a green candle. If I'm reading, low highs and lower lows, I need to see a green candle going above the previous candle's high with a body. Now this is a buy. Okay. Now this is a buy. Now this is a sell, and this is what I call buy to sell. I hope you get that. And sell to buy is just vice versa of this market. Okay. Now this is a buy to sell, right? Now, what we are going to do and what we are going to actually do is that this, we will call this as the most recent break because it has buy to sell and it broke the last structure, right? And we should call this as most recent break. Okay, and I should call this as the last lower high. Let us just continue reading. Now, this is not a pullback. Let's just continue reading. Beautiful. You see the volume it has. Oh, nice work. Let's just continue. Okay. Beautiful. Now, what do I have in here? I have buy, right? I have buy to sell. If the trade comes back and breaks here, now what do I have? I will call this as the last structure. Why? Because it has buy to sell and it breaks the last low. and we will have the most recent break, right? Right? Am I right? Okay, let's just continue. Beautiful. We do have it here. But guess what? Something magical happened, right? We do have another buy to sell. What are we going to do? We will take this as the most recent break. Exactly. Because it has a buy to sell. That's how I actually read the candlesticks. Now, if the trend tries to break here, I will consider buys. If it doesn't, then I will consider sells. You see how simple it is. It's not that difficult. Come on. Okay. Now let's just continue. Beautiful. What do I have? I have a break. The low has been broken. Now what am I trying to do? I will absolutely try to read it as a what do I say? Read it as a buy. You can clearly see that. Okay. Now shall I call this as a pullback? Yes. Why should I call that as a bullback? Come on, man. I shall not call that as a bullback. You can, my brother. Be calm. Calma. I can. Why? I'm going to show you that it has the sell to buy scenario and it broke the last breakout, the last high. So this will be the most recent break. Plus it has the sell to buy. The sell to buy is a red candle to go below its previous candle and then the trade trying to buy, okay, or the price going up. You see how simple it is. Okay, so I hope that's all. Okay, everything that I do is just simple as that. You have seen the strategy, you have seen the structure, you have seen everything. Everything I do is just simple. My mind works simple. Everything I do is just simple. Everything I do is less small. Okay, I tend to follow that ideology of less is more. So that's it. We will be I will actually like if you guys go and test it out rather than listening to me. I will love you guys to go and test it out and let me know wherever you have. But yeah, that's just like that. Don't hear my words. I may fabricate the truth. I may say some nice things for myself or for my strategy or for my readings. You guys you have trading view, you have your laptop, you guys test it out and then let me know if it works or not. That's the only thing that I can show you if it works or not. So I hope you guys are okay. So stay tuned for the next update and make sure that you subscribe and like. Thank you so much. Welcome.